Situation. Tell us what it's been like for residents. They've had no running water for months now.
Yes, well, good afternoon, Natasha. As you say, in November last year, the dam at the town had dried up. They tried to get water from the river. There wasn't enough water in the river to get water. And from November last year, they've been relying on water tankers, on boreholes in the area that people have been supplying them with water, and the goodwill of people passing through who've been dropping off bottled water at the garages to hand out to people. So yes, today a big day for them because they're drilling this particular borehole at the hospital. Now, speaking to the hospital administrators just now, they were saying they need about 15,000 litres a day to run the hospital effectively, to make sure it's clean, everything is clean as it should be, and to provide water for the patients. And the local boreholes in the area just can't really keep up with that and supply to the rest of the town. So it's hoped that this borehole will be able to take care of the hospital, and then there'll be more water available for the residents. And we're talking of Gift of the Givers who are here today doing this, but there's been so many other people who have been joining in, Facebook projects, people starting up groups to bring water to the town. They were saying to me yesterday there was a group of people who brought bottled water from all over the country passing through, and it really is something that people are getting into and realizing that the need is dire, and people are sort of getting in and helping out where they can, Natasha.
All right, and Richard, so people really rallying together. Will this type of project be expanded, do you think, into other parts of the province?
Well, certainly it is expanded to other parts of the province and even further. Gift of the Givers have been telling me that they plan to drop water off at a number of Free State towns. As we speak, while the borehole is being drilled, they've got 4,000 litres they're handing out to the residents in the main street just a few blocks from here. And they'll be taking this to Fariesburg and other towns in the Free State. And of course, we talk about the other projects, Operation Hydrate, which dropped off 36,000 litres last week to the town. That's also expanding throughout the country. So it's a real case of Ubuntu, where people are getting together and saying, look, I've got some water, other people need it desperately, let me see what I can do. And it's good to see people coming together, bearing in mind that even if it does rain, it's going to take a while for dams and rivers to get up to the point where they can fully supply towns again. So I think everyone getting involved, and it's good to see, Natasha.
And Richard, how exactly did the Gift of the Givers get involved in this?
Well, they've been following the water crisis throughout the country and seeing where they can get involved. They've been dropping off bottled water to a number of towns, and they've realized that if they can sink a borehole, which is quite a costly process, but if they can sink boreholes for the communities, then there is that permanent water available for them. They won't rely on the next truck coming through. So they got involved in that, saying, look, let's sink boreholes, let's make it a more permanent thing, because this is probably not the last drought we'll see. Going forward, there'll be more. So let's help out where we can, drill boreholes for towns, and assist the communities in that way.
Absolutely. Richard Newton, our reporter live from Smithfield in the Free State, for an update on that story of sinking a borehole to help out the desperate community there who's been without water for months.